Welcome in, everyone, to our first edition on Saturday mornings. It's Saturday Morning Roar. Thanks to the Columbus Lions. A recap of all the high school football coverage from last night. And, man, we had a ton of fantastic games here live from the Colin Scroggin Studios. Thank you to Roger Beck, Corey Black for helping orchestrate this wonderful show. We hope you had a fantastic Friday night. You're up and rising on this beautiful Saturday morning. For Behringer, Richard Holdridge, Big Rich, week 1 in the books. Week 0 was last week, and we had some good games, some bad games, and some ugly games.
Yeah, we had 5 broadcasts last night on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We did have some great matchups and some surprises, some shocking scores, had some weather issues. I mean, we had some games that got pushed to the right, but overall, a fantastic night of Friday Night Lights.
Yes, we did. So we're going to get into all those scores. Crossing my fingers, we're going to have a guest appearance from a coach that got a major win last night in a historical debut between Brookstone and Spencer. Never have they faced off in football, and we're hoping to get the winning head coach, Joseph Kegler, in studio. Also trying to get, it's early in the morning, and it's the first show, but trying to get Bryson Freeman from Northside's win last night. But like I said, a ton of great games happen around the area. You see the ticker below. Thanks to the Columbus Lions. We have those on every game we do, just giving us updates. And let's go ahead and get into it. We'll throw up the score graphic here in a moment, but let's go individually, score by score. I'm going to first start with the game of the night, which was, not the game. It was not the game of the night, but it was the game of the week heading into it. Mm-hmm. It was the headliner. It was Northside and Smith Station. So we had Bryson Freeman in year 1. Many people thought Northside's going to 6A. This is going to be too tough. They're going to suck. People wrote them off. They're an afterthought. Most people didn't want to talk about them. But you're talking about them now. Man, were they dominant. 29-6. Max Thrash was our player of the game. He did it with his legs, his arms. He was fantastic. Alex Tarbro may be one of the best running backs, if not the best in the area. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's one of the best. He runs so hard. The defense was lights out, limiting Smith Station any big plays and touchdowns. And Northside and Bryson Freeman's inaugural debut with a massive win, 29-6. Big Rich.
Yeah, never doubt the Northside Patriots. They won week 1 last year against Shaw. They're just creeping up on people. People thought they were going to have a down year because they're going to 6A. They still have a talented bunch of players, and I'm so happy for Bryson Freeman getting his first win as the Northside coach.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun to be there last night. Thank you to Colin Scroggins being our sideline reporter, made his first ever sideline reporter job. I thought he did excellent.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Thank you to the whole crew. Appreciate, obviously, Brian Eason, everyone at Smith Station, Adam Johnson, Dylan Tomlin, Dr. Butler for making high school game day really cool and fun. It was a great atmosphere last night. It was one of the most packed games I've ever been a part of. And Northside just came out and dominated, man. There's no other way around it. It was a close game at halftime, 9-6. It could have been 9-9, but Northside in that second half did not give up anything. First half close, second half dominated, and Northside goes to 1-0. So good win for Bryson Freeman and the Patriots. They go to 1-0. Smith Station goes to 0-1. All right, let's move on from that game, and let's talk about another game we did on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Russell County. I'm going to start with some of the good. In Russell County, 55-7. Blowout. Quarterback looked great. Obviously, Chris Lucas was, they couldn't stop him. Defense was lights out. And Dylan Griggs starting off 2026 the way he left 2027 with wins. And they're 1-0 to start the season, Rich.
Would you expect anything else? Russell County, despite losing a quarterback in Bryson Riggins, they picked up where they left off. This is a team that's got to the second round of the playoffs the last 2 seasons, and Mitchell Corbett Stadium was rocking last night, and they had no problem over Booker T. Washington. A 4A program, but still a lot of great talent coming out of Tuskegee. But I think that Coach Griggs has got a team that he's entering his 6th year. I can't believe he's been there 6 years. So obviously he's got freshman class, but he also has that middle school class when he took over as coach that had just plugged and played. They brought talent to Seal, Alabama. Now they go on the road to take it on Headland next week, but I know that what a great start for the Russell County Warriors as they open up the 2026 season.
All right, so big win for Russell County. All right, let's go to a game that everybody was hyped up about, Brookstone and Spencer. Ian Headley and company, excuse me, try not to go 0-2. Welcoming Spencer to Max Strong Stadium, and how about the Green Wave? Going in and not giving up much. They were up as big as 21-3.
Mm-hmm.
They were up 14-3 at halftime. They didn't give a touchdown until in the fourth quarter. They also cemented with another touchdown to win 28-11. The offense was great. Monia Gaither was running all over the place. Fudge throwing dynamic passes because of the great running. The defense, supremely athletic and flying all over the field. Great win to start the season off for Joseph Kegler and the Spencer Green Waves, 28-11 over Brookstone.
Yeah, this was the first time we had a GHSA school from Columbus taking on a GIAA school in Columbus since 2022 when Pacelli took on Jordan. We needed this for the community. It was South Columbus up against North Columbus. I think that the community came out from Max Strong Stadium just to see this historic matchup, but the depth of Spencer being a 4A school, it didn't take over. It actually started off strong, and they still have a good team. Coach Kegler, who's been to the playoffs 5 straight years, they wanted to prove that they're still a great team. Even though Brookstone has had a lot of success with second-year coach Ian Headley, to start 0-2, that's tough to see. But I know that Brookstone is going to try to get off the mat, get prepared for Glenwood next week. I was excited about the quarterback battle between Broughton Branch and Elijah Fudge. But yeah, the Green Wave getting a big win up in North Columbus on the road.
Great win for the Green Wave. And they got Carver next week. And Carver, then their winning streak is done. We'll get into that here in just a moment. But Spencer, another game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. All 3 of the ones I've made mention already. Northside, Smith Station, Booker T, Washington, Russell County, and Brookstone, Spencer were all on Georgia Alabama Sports Live platforms last night. Here's the ugly one. Pacelli. They took on Stratford, defending GIAA state champion, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't think anybody's beaten Stratford. I think they're the prohibitive favorite, and they look better than they did last year. They were up huge at halftime. They looked like they were doing whatever they want offensively, defensively. They didn't give up much of anything. 46-14. Smitty Grider and company kind of took that one off the chin. I'm not bearing Pacelli. Trust me. I think this more has to do with how good Stratford is than what Pacelli did last night. I think Pacelli will be fine, and they'll bounce back, and who knows what could happen down the line. Still think this team's talented, but Stratford's showing right now they are the cream of the crop of the GIAA after last night.
Thrift, to me, this was the most shocking score of the night. Pacelli had all this momentum getting a 1-point victory over FPD on the road to go to Diamond Field to take on the defending GIAA champions. They had a lot of confidence, but Stratford is just on another level. They are the defending GIAA champions, and it seemed like they reloaded. They picked up where they left off, and you're right, Thrift. I think that it's going to be tough to try to beat Stratford. They look like they're firing on all cylinders and can win a GIAA championship, but that doesn't take anything away from Pacelli. They got another home match at Diamond Field against Dadeville, an AHSAA school, and I think that this is something that they can learn from, and Pacelli could bounce back and possibly could meet Stratford in the playoffs. So, it looked bad on paper, but this is a loss where you go back to the drawing board and you find out what went wrong and just make the adjustments, and I think Pacelli is going to be better because of this.
I think so too. Hopefully they're going to have to bounce back. Got a big one next week as well, playing Dadeville. Yeah, Dadeville.
Out of Alabama.
AHSA public school coming all the way from central Alabama to take on Pacelli next week at Diamond Field. In the last game we did, Richard, you were at, Chattco made its appearance for the first time football-wise on Georgia Alabama Sports Live last night. They took on Terrell County. Fun game, looked like a great atmosphere, and Chattco, close. It was close in that second half, able to kind of push ahead, and they were to win 32-22.
Yeah, it was an incredible atmosphere in Casita. I'm glad that we were able to be there for the very first time, and incredible backdrop of Fort Benning and all the mountains. It was just that small town atmosphere that you expect to see in a small town like Casita. The fans came out, and the fans from Terrell County came out. We had a little bit of rain an hour before kickoff. It didn't affect the game because they do have a turf field. But talk about Caleb Fleming. He was our player of the game. He had a big play on defense. He had a touchdown run. You remember the name Bam Purnell from the basketball team that went to the Final Four? 2 interceptions in the game. Chattco goes to 1-0. They are going to take on Pelham. And guess what, Thrift? They're facing their former coach, Ryan McKenzie, who's now the coach at Pelham. He's going to come to Chattco after a bye September the 4th at Panther Stadium in Casita.
We know y'all are seeing something on screen, but
interesting.
Chrissy
he sees it too.
Chrissy saw that. Y'all saw behind the scenes work of Chrissy working Uno. He's beautiful. ColumbusLions.com. That's where you need to go. They got open tryouts October the 10th. So if you're looking and you think you got what it takes to play for Coach Jamie Daniels and the Lions, October the 10th is their tryouts. You go to their website right now. Guess what? You can find season tickets, game tickets, group tickets, all that. So go to ColumbusLions.com, proud member of the AAL and the defending AAL champions from last year. So glad that we were able to see that. All right. So let's go from that. Richard, those are all 5 games we did last night. We'll talk about the rest of the slate, but we got to pay some bills. We'll come back. It's the Columbus Lions Saturday Morning Roar here on the Lions YouTube, Facebook page, and Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Our partnership, thank you again to Corey Black, Roger Bay. Again, believe in high school athletics, want to get back to the community, which is why we call them the community's team. Don't go anywhere. Saturday Morning Roar coming back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Griff Gordy with Gordy Eye Care. For 20 years, we've been proud to serve the Phoenix City, Columbus, and surrounding areas. And Friday Night Lights is one of our favorite times of the year. My team and I love helping our student athletes and their families see every play clearly, with comprehensive eye exams and the latest in eyewear right here in our community. Here's to another season of Friday Night Football. I would love to see you and your family in our office so that we can get you seeing your best.
Listen up. This isn't some fast food nonsense. Our kitchen runs full tilt because shortcuts, not our thing. Those jar desserts, made by hand. Our cayenne ranch doesn't make it so. Our tenders are real tenderloin. Not like the other guys. Nope. We put the work in early. We brine. We buttermilk. We hand bread. Our cooked-to-order tenderloins rule the roost. It's real. Handmade.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at mycostellolawfirm.com. Costello. Car wreck. Car wreck? Costello.
Welcome back, everyone, here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live and the Columbus Lions. It's Saturday Morning Roar. Every Saturday during the football season, we're going to give you a recap of everything that's happening. We're also going to be dropping a new award. It's called Heart of the Lion. We're going to find people within the sporting community on a football Friday night, or really just any sport, whether it be volunteers, the people that run the concession stand, a referee, the coach, players, anybody involved in high school athletics. We're going to make middle school athletics. We're going to make sure we shine a light on them with the Heart of the Lion Award. That's going to be dropped next week. The first time we're going to give our first award next week. Is Big Chrissy's about to fall over and bust himself right now. All right. I can't wait to have our next guest on. And we're going to take a quick break because he's here, and I can't wait to give him some loving. He's smiling from ear to ear. You can't tell Kegler nothing right now. Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Saturday Morning Roar. Don't go anywhere.
What's up, everyone? Thrift Behringer here, and I am with Terry Johnson and Terry Johnson Agency, one of the first sponsors I ever had when I started this endeavor over 4 years ago when I was doing it off my phone. I want to say thank you so much for believing in our vision of being able to serve the community, shine a light on all these athletes, all these programs. And Terry Johnson Agency, they've been serving the community for over 40 years. Home, auto, life, church. Terry Johnson's been helping my family and me specifically. He's my insurance agent. I want to say thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Thrift, and I appreciate the opportunity that you gave me 4 years ago to come on board and to be an initial sponsor with you. And it's just been a good association with you and a pleasure to work with you, and look forward to a long association even further down the road.
No doubt about it. Again, serving the community for many years. You need a quote today, give them a call. Jeremy Crosby, his daughter Brooke, and of course, Mr. Terry. They're going to make you feel at home. They're going to take care of you. He's my insurance agent. It's Terry Johnson Agency, big supporter of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
To get your case started, do yourself a favor and visit us at MikeCostelloLawFirm.com. 24/7, nights and weekends, 365 days a year, and we only collect if you get paid.
He's an MVP. Didn't get home till late last night after his big win. Probably watched film till 4 in the morning, but it's the Spencer winning head coach from last night's game against Brookstone and my good friend Joseph Kegler. Coach, thank you so much for coming in, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Coach. Going into the season, we talked about, you got the new region, new classification, a bunch of new teams on the schedule, and one of them was Brookstone. What was the week of preparation like? Did you feel like the way your team practiced, we're going to get that type of performance?
So we didn't feel like we played well in our scrimmage. We had some mistakes we had to kind of work the kinks out, which that's what a scrimmage is for. But
right.
The kids came back focused Monday. They had a good week of practice, so I was excited to see how we transition from last week to this week.
Manya Gaither, what can you say about him, man? He was running all over the place last night.
He's a selfless kid. He's worked his tail off for 3 years. He dealt with some injuries early on, and I was just excited to see him kind of bloom into that position, and something we thought he would be before the injuries, and he just kind of even been further than that because he just kept grinding, kept working. So I'm just happy for the progress and excited for the game he had last night.
I really like the offense. We'll get into Elijah and the offense because you're an offensive guy. But, man, your defense was flying all over the field. And that's a good offense over there.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you say about your defense last night?
Same thing. They had a great week of preparation. We're never going to be the biggest team in the world, so we're just going to try to use our speed to get to the ball. And they did a good job of rallying to the ball and playing hard. And I challenged everybody to play hard for 48 minutes, and that's what he did last night.
It's the Southside, Spencer Greenway's Joseph Kegler. Big win last night over Brookstone, going 1-0 in the season. What did you see from Elijah? I feel like he was doing a good job orchestrating your offense.
Oh, yeah, he did a good job being a leader on the field, coming onto the sideline, kind of getting the guys together, telling them what he saw and kind of where he wanted the pieces at. Made a couple of great checks at the line, and, he played very well.
I know you had to feel good, but I do want you to talk about just the game in general. It was good for the city. You feel like that's a place you would want to go back to? Everything lived up to the hype, obviously, but it just seemed like it was a great crowd and everybody got along, and it was just a good night of football at Brookstone and Spencer.
Oh, yeah, everything was first class. The fans were great.
Awesome.
The administration at Brookstone was great. They treated us great. So it's something we would love to do.
I will tell you this. I was told that the fans from Brookstone were blown away by your band. We're not used to a band coming in that big, and they did a great job performing last night. That was really good, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool.
They do a good job. It brings energy to the crowd, brings energy to the kids, and the kids are excited when they hear the band, kind of pumps them up, so that's always good to be in the game.
All right, you're 1-0. Now you got to move forward.
Right.
You know what's coming up this Friday night.
Right.
So what's the next couple of days looking like in preparation for the Heritage Bowl?
It's a big game because it's the next game. It's no longer a region game, so
right.
people are going to say it doesn't matter, but it matters because it's the next game. And with PSR now, every game matters. So we have to put our best foot forward, have a great week of preparation, be ready to play Friday night.
All right, it's the Heritage Bowl. You're going to see it on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, 7 p.m. Tomorrow you got office hours.
Right.
You going to be coming in talking trash? Because I feel like some of the guys on that panel, Anson Huntley, didn't believe you were going to go into Brookstone and get a win. What do you got for Anson Huntley tomorrow in office hours?
I don't entertain Anson Huntley. I guess he's the anchor of the ship.
Yeah.
So, we try to set sail in spite of him.
Right.
No, but seriously, we always have a good time. So I'm excited to get back and just kind of put some more work in tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much, man, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Big time win last night against Brookstone. I'm glad that we were able to get on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. His name, Joseph Kegler, coolest guy I know. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll recap the rest of the scores that we didn't have on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Don't go anywhere. Saturday morning roar here on Columbus Lions and Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
What's up, everyone? Thrift Behringer here, and I am...
Hi, I'm Dr. Griff Gordy with Gordy Eye Care. For 20 years, we've been proud to serve the Phoenix City, Columbus, and surrounding areas. And Friday Night Lights is one of our favorite times of the year. My team and I love helping our student athletes and their families see every play clearly, with comprehensive eye exams and the latest in eyewear right here in our community. Here's to another season of Friday Night Football. I would love to see you and your family in our office so that we can get you seeing your best.
I'm Mike Costello, and this is what we do. Car wrecks. Yes, car wrecks. So call or text us today or visit us at mycostelolawfirm.com. Costello. Car wreck. Car wreck? Costello.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Perdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Thank you to Joseph Kegler for coming in. How about the Greenway?
Yeah.
Big win last
Big
night
win.
over Brookstone. Part of our coverage. 5 games we did. You can watch them all on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Richard. But, man, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a close game, and it's not like I was surprised if Spencer won, but I didn't think they would win the way they did, which is defensively all over the field, limiting Brookstone to any type of big plays, and then being able to run the football. Manye Gaither was excellent,
Absolutely.
man, and then they may not be the biggest team, but they make it up with their speed. And I'm telling you, watch out for Spencer this year.
And I personally, I thought they would take a step back on defense. When you lose a player that had 200 tackles the last 2 years, that is tough to try to fill that role. But the thing about Spencer and Coach Kegler, they know what they are. They have an identity, and they have some players that are waiting in the wings that actually come in and plug and play. And then when you have an experienced quarterback like Elijah Fudge, I think the Spencer Greenway are going to have a great season. And I cannot wait for that Heritage Bowl because I feel that Spencer's got a lot of momentum as they face Carver.
All right, Chris, throw up the graphic real quick, and let's go through some of the other scores around the area. All right. Let's start with a big one. Carver's winning streak's done. 28 games. It was fun ride while it lasted, but they had a tough one last night as they took it off the chin to Frederick Douglass, 28-7.
Yeah.
Just a couple, obviously a pick six. Had a tough time moving the football, but Frederick Douglass is a really good school. They're in a bigger classification. I think Carver's going to be fine. Let's settle down a little bit. But and maybe it's good. Get the winning streak out of the way. Let's move on. Let's start a new one. Not turning the chapter on Carver, saying they're not going to win it all this year. But that was a tough one, and now they got to take on Spencer next week. So 28-7 for Carver.
They're playing a tough schedule for a reason. Coach Jarvis Jones wants them to be battle-tested. Still one of the top teams in 3A, but Douglas was ranked 9 in 4A classification, and they were a really good team. I think that Carver is going to learn from this. It's a tough environment. Lakewood Stadium is always tough. That's where the Atlanta public schools play, and they just couldn't overcome Douglas coming out to that lead. I know we were kind of keeping score updates, trying to watch it, and say I didn't surprise me that Carver lost. What surprised me was the way they lost in 28-7. I mean, that's a score where they got to figure out their offense, and I know that I'm wondering how are they going to be able to move the ball, especially some of these higher classification defenses, especially when they've lost 3 running backs from last year.
They got Douglas County still left on their schedule.
Oh my goodness!
At Hateville Charter, Spencer next week.
Gauntlet.
It's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to shake off and get it off their shoulders and start going out and buckle up that chin strap. It's going to be a long season. All right, another game we did on Thursday night, real quick. Hardaway dominated by Randolph Clay. I still like the young Hardaway team. It was cool seeing Wayne Johnson out there. Ty Mahone, the quarterback's only a freshman. A ton of talent. They're building for the future. But they obviously took one off the chin. Another game from around this area, Jordan. I didn't expect them to get their first win. It wasn't coming against Columbus. It's going to happen this year, I'm telling you. But it wasn't going to happen against Columbus. 44-0, closer than last year. 60 last year. Mike Wood said 83-0, so they kept it closer than what Mike Woods thought. But Columbus High defeats Jordan 44-0.
Yeah, that ground game for Columbus, Rayshawn Glover, Grant Garinger. I really like Bobby Peters Jr. as a quarterback. Columbus actually will go to Buena Vista to take on Marion County. But Jordan is going to be fine. I think that there's going to be some winnable games on their schedule. I didn't expect Jordan to win. I thought maybe they'd keep it close because I was really optimistic about Jordan's summer because they had a lot more participation with kids who want to play football, and they just need bodies. They need numbers to try to match the intensity of these schools that they're playing. But I'm glad Coach Chad Martin is playing a non-region schedule because that win will eventually come for the Jordan Red Jackets.
All right, from Jordan, we go to Shaw, and they took Washington County, not Booker T. Washington. I thought it was Booker T. Washington.
Yeah, I thought it was Booker T. Washington too because they played at Lakewood Stadium earlier.
It was Booker T. Washington. But good win. 14-0. Johnny Garnett's team getting on the season.
There you go, Coach.
They got Upson Lee next week. But good win on the road for the Shaw Raiders, 14-0.
Yeah, we know the talent's there for Shaw. Dalen Peterson slinging it all around. Otis Stevens, he is a nightmare matchup for offensive linemen. I cannot wait for that first game at Cadet Stadium next Thursday against Upson Lee. It should be a good one.
Kendrick, though, I think that's the one that you and Frost were scratching your
I was
heads.
Optimistic. I thought maybe
51-8.
Oh, my goodness.
So Kendrick took one off the chin last night. We had a couple of bloodbath McGraths. I think the bloodbath McGrath game of the week was Russell County because they had 50 points in 3 quarters. So that was the bloodbath McGrath. We'll have that segment tomorrow on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, see if there's any others. But tough one for the Kendrick Cherokees. 51-8. That was hard to watch. I know many people there. And then Calvary, they had a lot of injuries, had some players out because of some other things that's happened. And they went up to Mount Zion and kept it close against a good Mount Zion team. They were
really
8-3 last year in the GHSA.
Yeah.
And lost 34-19. I think Calvary's fine. It was a good learning experience for them. It was on the road. They come back home next week, taking on Terrell County.
Yeah, and guess who texted me late last night? Joe Howard, the voice of the Flint River Academy Wildcats. That's the next opponent Calvary's facing. We will have it for you on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I think that Calvary's just playing a public school. Mount Zion has done very well against Columbus schools, and they're one of the top teams over there in West Georgia. But I'm looking forward to that matchup. It seems like they play Flint River every year, whether it's in Woodbury or down. I think this is 4 years in a row that Calvary's played Flint River. This is a smaller school in the GIAA, but they've won a state championship, so I'm looking forward to that matchup.
I 100% agree with you on that, man. So that's all the scores that we got around our area. We know that was a game on Thursday night. Central took one off the chin, too. We had a lot of our local teams take one off the chin.
Yeah, they really have.
I'll have a profound statement tomorrow. I do think it may be hard to find someone that may win a ring this year. I'll have more on that. And tomorrow night's Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, 8 p.m. right here in the Collins Scargis Studios. It's Saturday Morning Roar on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Glad that we were able to update all the scores that we have around here. Great Thursday and Friday night. We're going to do this every Saturday morning, bright and early. We'll have a coach come in. We'll recap everything that happened on Thursday and Friday night in football, and then we'll even give an award called the Heart of the Lion Award. Thank you again to Roger Beck, Corey Black, and the Columbus Lions team for partnering with us. That score up ticker on the bottom that you see on all of our broadcasts would not be possible without the Columbus Lions. And then, of course, this show as well. We can't wait for the upcoming season. Go to ColumbusLions.com. And if you think you got what it takes, I know people out there watching think they can play for the Lions. On October the 10th, it's tryouts. You can go out and perform in front of Roger and Corey and Damian Daniels, see what you have. Also on the Lions website, ColumbusLions.com, you can find season tickets and more. It was cool having Leo last night and Gabby there and come hang out with us and walk around and let everybody know Lions support the community. And it was an absolutely incredible atmosphere. I hope I get more of those at that Northside Smith Station. It lived up to the hype in terms of the atmosphere. The game, but at least it lived up to the hype. I know Blair Harris and them, they're going to – listen, last night had more to do with Northside, I think Smith Station. But I will tell you this, I think Blair's going to bounce back and he will be fine. Smith Station is still building for the future. I didn't expect them to win a championship this year, but was kind of shocked by the scores last night. We'll talk about all that and go in more detail tomorrow. We'll recap, we'll preview what's coming up later in the week. And I think it's time. Rankings are back. Rankings. Time to ruffle some feathers. All that's going to drop tomorrow on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Real quickly, some big games for on this Saturday morning roar that are watching on Columbus Lions. We'll talk about all the games this upcoming week. I just want to mention them real quickly. We got 5 games this upcoming week. We have Upson Lee Shaw on Thursday. Carver versus Spencer, Heritage Bowl on Friday. Wow. Terrell County versus Calvary. Brookstone versus Glenwood. And Dadeville versus Pacelli. So we got 5 games, 4 on Friday night, headlined by the Heritage Bowl.
Yeah, actually, Calvary's playing Flint River.
Flint River. Jeez. And Flint River's 2-0, right?
Yeah, they are. Well, no, they're 1-0 because
the game got
canceled.
We had a lot of those last night. I know a lot of
rain.
Didn't have any
weather.
rain on my end. In Chattco, did it rain there?
It rained a little bit, but it did not affect the game. We saw, because it's so pitch black in Casita, we saw flashes of light, but it was like 20 miles away, so there was no lightning delay.
Same as Smith Station.
And then it started pouring down rain, but like Glenwood Lee Scott, it was 7-0. I think that game's going to get called.
I'm glad you made mention that because we didn't have on the score update. I'm sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, so Glenwood game is canceled. They will not reschedule it because of the weather last night, and it's sad because Glenwood Lee Scott's a mega rival, but it's not a region game. Yeah. So they don't have any. They didn't want to do it the next day, and they were just like, let's just call it quits. Glenwood was up 7-0.
They were up 7-0.
So I'm going to say Glenwood won. Yeah. But the Gators did not play last night, and they will not reschedule that. So their first game technically we get against Brookstone next week. We'll have it on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I think Glenwood was the only school locally in our coverage area that did not play last night. I think everyone else did, if I'm not mistaken. And then some others got rescheduled to the day. So make sure to have a great Saturday. Go to ColumbusLions.com, and we'll see you next time on the Saturday Morning Roar here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live and the Columbus Lions Facebook page. Have a good Saturday, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow night on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.